it's the culmination of 9 years of just backpacking in this canyon and trying to find the really good spots and everything that I've learned how to do in the canyon, places I want to see, and just kind of combine all the skill and technicality into one big giant adventure. And that's what we're trying to do here.
So there's something about the Grand Canyon that challenges the adventurer in each of us, and I love to put myself out there to see if I can do it.
I think that's what draws us to these types of hiking, is the unknowns. That's what gives us the adventure, to experience something for the first time, and that just is the main thing, I think, for me, that drives me to be out here, is to experience those unknowns and the exhilaration that you get in the day-to-day experiences.
This is my third spring in a row doing a trip with you into the Grand Canyon. It just keeps calling me back. Sometimes we go to the same area, but it's always different in the Grand Canyon. The colors, the clouds, the weather, just the highs and the lows, the unknowns, where you're going to camp and the views you're going to have.
This is probably one of the most ambitious Grand Canyon treks I've ever attempted. A little nervous, at the start. Just Randy and I this time, and we're going to rely on each other to get through this mentally and physically. And we got a lot ahead. A lot of pack rafting. We got some weather coming in over the next week that we're going to be facing. A lot of off-trail, crossing the river to the north side, doing a lot of unknown stuff that I've never done over there.
We kind of were fortunate. We delayed our trip 1 week. In doing so, the trail down off the rim here is not snowed in and iced in, so we don't need micro spikes. So the descent today is going to be a pretty good day, and then the weather kicks in tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting what Mother Nature throws at us over the next 10 days.
Yep.
But we're ready for it, man.
Yep. It's just after 8 a.m. on Monday, March 13th, 2023. Here we go, brother. Let's do it.
Welcome to my home for the next 10 nights. Come join us for the journey.
We'll ultimately get down to the bottom, the junction down in there, work our way around in and out through those small canyons at the head of Hermit, and then basically contour along that cliff band there all the way out to that point and around there, and then make our final drop into Bue. Spectacular morning to be dropping into the Grand Canyon. Beautiful.
Well,
we just made it down that chute, the pretty technical part of Boucher Trail. Where it's pretty much like a little crevice, and starting to feel it now. It's this is a pretty big drop. We've already dropped, I would say, over 2,000 feet for the day. You know, being the first day, it just takes it out of you too when you got full 10 days worth of food and you're trying to make it to a camp. So yeah, it's a pretty rough day, but we're getting her done. We're getting down to this terrace down here, and once we get down just above the red rock down there, we'll skirt that over to another big drop, and that'll take us ultimately down to Boucher. But yeah, this is a rough first day coming down this with full pack. All right, we just dropped all the way off of that. We were right below the white and dropped all the way down through all those layers of red rock there. And that was one hell of a drop. That kicked both our asses.
I'm whooped, my knees are sore, and I'm ready for lunch.
Well, hey, we have one more drop into Boucher.
At least it won't be like that.
No, that's brutal right there. That's just steep. So I can't say enough about how hard this drop is today, but we're getting her done. We got the final one of 3 here down to our camp. And, day 1 will be in the books.
So we have just been handed our asses. Today was a bitch, and it's only day 1. But those descents, man, my knees, oh. It is 4:30 and we've got about another 1,000 feet to go, and we actually are going down into that shadow down there. That's where we're camping. Long day, hard first day, but wow, is it beautiful. Man, what a day. I am toast right now. Beautiful though. I can't say it enough how brutal this day was. It was one of the most brutal drop-ins I've ever had in the Grand Canyon. And I don't know, that was with full pack, and we dropped 4,000 feet from Hermit Rest down here to Boucher. So, but we're just glad we're down here enjoying the stream, and gonna go set up camp. Okay, here's our camp. It's about 6:30 right now. It gets dark a little after 7, about 7 o'clock, somewhere in there. But we're gonna make some dinner and call it a night, because this day kicked our asses. But anyway, love this camp. Boucher is an awesome place, and glad to be here again.
Good morning. Day 2. This was our first campsite at Bue Creek. It's about 6:30 in the morning. It was a rough night. We both are very sore. It was hard to sleep. Fortunately, the weather was magnificent. Had to have been 55 or so. Beautiful little campsite. Doing about 13 miles along the Tonto shelf, so it should be a good day. Only time will tell, though. We survived day one.
We survived day one. Starting day two. Day one was brutal, not gonna lie. That was bad. The Bue Trail, right at the end, basically the last 3 miles, you drop about 2,000 feet or more. It's unbelievable. About, yeah, maybe 2,500 in the last 3 to 4 miles.
Total 4,000 foot descent.
It was brutal though.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have I think 10 to 12 miles. We're gonna make it over to Sapphire, and not sure, just depends on how we feel, if we're gonna camp at Sapphire Creek or just water up and try to make it out to the point past it and camp out on the point overlooking the canyon and the river. So that remains to be seen. Just depends on how we're gonna feel.
The other thing, should be a good day as far as weather, but a front is moving in tonight, so hopefully it's after we set up our tent. But if we get to our site and it's raining, we're gonna stay right at the creek, I guess, and set up as quick as possible.
All right, brother, here we go. Day two begins now.
Yeah.
All right, in the shot you can see what we dropped off of yesterday. That last drop was right there, and we came all the way down this and into camp right in there in Bue. And we basically dropped down the creek, and we're making our climb up to the Tonto Plateau. And when we get up there, should be cruising for the better part of the day. So we have made it up to the Tonto West Trail. It is time to motor, time to cruise.
Popped up from the valley onto the Tonto West. It should be a nice, well, more defined, I don't know how nice of a trail, but more defined trail for the next 12 miles or so. Enjoy the ride.
All right, we've made it to Slate. We just gotta make our way back to the end of it, and then we'll circle around and come right back out.
We are at Slate Creek. We're a day and a half in, and we've kind of come to the conclusion that this hike is pretty gnarly, and we have decided to shorten it up a bit by eliminating the Royal Arch Loop section. We're basically working our way through the Gym Canyons right now over towards South Bass, and then we were going to tackle the Royal Arch Loop and then do our float across the river. But since this yesterday pretty much just worked us, I mean, a 4,000 foot drop with 40-pound packs, 10 days of food, and you know, all that that's rough. And it took a toll on us big time, and so we're going to shorten it up and get rid of a couple days of food. We're going to keep one extra day of food, and our plan now is just to make it over to South Bass and still float across and do the northern section over Tuna Flint, and then do our float back over to Hermit from 94. So,
you know, 2 years ago we both did the Royal Arch Loop, so we've experienced that. This whole trip, the primary goal for me was trying to get up over Flint Tuna Saddle, And so this gives us the best chance of succeeding in doing that. And
I agree.
the legs will be fresher. I think the off trail over there is going to be slower than we anticipate. So I think it just sets us up for success. So
I've said this for years. Grand Canyon miles are like no other hiking miles anywhere else I've ever hiked. And I mean, they'll beat you up, and makes you it humbles you up and makes you realize you're not invincible.
we were definitely beat up yesterday, and even this relatively flat stuff here, you know, you got to be focused so that you don't step on a cactus, because they're everywhere, as you'll see in the video. And we've already been poked a couple times, and apparently the other side, it's like a minefield over there because they're everywhere. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, this is the roughest terrain I've ever hiked through. Any hike I've ever done. Even the L2H, you know, I always maintain the L2H is definitely the hardest hike I've ever done from Badwater to Mount Whitney. But this is the roughest terrain that I've ever hiked in the Grand Canyon. And there's a reason why this western Tonto is not heavily traveled. You got to know what you're doing with water carry, and just to make it from water to water, there's a lot of rough terrain in between, and if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get yourself in trouble real quick. So, but anyway, buddy, we're gonna
Rocking on, buddy.
We're gonna give it our best.
Now, you don't really get the scale of what you're walking through. I mean, we walked through all this to get to the back of Slate, and you don't really notice the red wall above you as you're walking over on that side, and the cliffs that you're walking above. But just massive back here. Beautiful day. And that's where we came from. All right, this is looking east, upriver. We came around this point right here earlier this morning and worked our way back into Slate here, all along there. And there's Slate coming into view. And now we're kind of swinging down west here, downriver. And I think these cliffs way in the distance right there are right above Serpentine, which is a camp 2 nights from now. And kind of swinging a little northwest here. There's Tuna. The saddle is up around this way. That will be coming over. And then we're looking pretty much northeast here. We're supposed to drop down this and camp down in Crystal. That's Crystal right there. And then the next morning we're supposed to climb up this, get back up onto the plateau, and work our way down over to 94 Mile Canyon, which is back upriver this way where I started. One heck of a panorama though from this point right here.
Looking at it kind of lives up to the expectations that has been communicated to us. It's gonna be a bear. Fascinating, challenging, and a lot of pucker factor to it, so we shall see.
Yeah.
We got weather moving in though, that's for sure. So
Right, we got weather moving in. I'm nervous for that side, man. I ain't gonna lie, dude.
the descent down into Crystal, you know, it's a point that goes like this. And then we're out the next day, it's up a vein going up like that, yeah, I'm puckered up thinking about it.
We're gonna see how this trip plays out, man. All right, press on. There's some pucker factor going on. I ain't gonna lie. It definitely takes a whole kind of different mindset to get over there and do some of that really remote off-trail stuff, knowing there's not a lot of people over there, probably none at this time of year. The North Rim is totally closed, and feeling the way we feel, just really run down from yesterday. There's a lot of concern with getting over there and doing it. So, because I'll tell you, I don't want to be over there feeling the way I feel right now. That just wouldn't be good. So I'm worn down, probably more so than I ever have been on any hike. I'm worn down and already, and it's only almost the end of day 2, but yeah, concerning. See what happens.
All right, we just came up above a point where right before agate, and there's all the gems laid out in front of us. We'll be doing all that tomorrow, working our way over to Serpentine, which is the canyon right below that point right there.
This is Agate Canyon.
Right, we're working our way back into agate, and the trail is very faint. I mean, we're having a hard time. This weather's definitely moving in. It's really hard to pick our way through this. It's virtually gone in some spots, and there's very few cairns, but we're making our way, trying. We still got to work all the way back into agate and then out that other side and around that point into Sapphire for camp. So we still got a good ways to go here.
I like coming around the points because that's some of the easiest hiking along this route. It's when you get back in the canyons that it gets tough at times. But when you come around these points, you just cruise and just follow the nice path through the grass. But anyway, we're almost to camp. We just gotta round this last little point, and we got some good weather coming in as well. It's already been sprinkling on us on and off, and it's just supposed to pick up overnight and pretty much rain on us all day tomorrow. So we'll see how this plays into the whole equation as well. See you guys at camp.
We are making our way into Sapphire finally for camp. Look at those red walls. Unbelievable in here. That's our camp back up in there. All right, this is camp at the end of Sapphire. The weather has come in. It's starting to spit on us now and turn into a constant sprinkle, so probably gonna call it a night, head into the tent and cook in there. Pretty cool spot though. Pretty much started raining as we were setting up our tents, and as soon as we got them up, we just jumped in. So I ate dinner in here and just enjoying the sound of it though. Right now it's about 8 o'clock. And I don't know what the storm's going to do. Last I heard, it was just kind of going to be sprinkling on and off all day tomorrow, and then tapering off tomorrow night. But you never know out here in March. So, but it's kind of nice to fall asleep too right now. Anyway, that's it for day 2. Alright, so I almost have everything packed up in my pack, minus the tent and a few odds and ends like my water filter, but just chilling underneath the fly right now, waiting for the rain to break a little bit so that we can finish packing up everything. Hopefully it gives us a break here soon though, so we can finish packing and get on the trail.
This isn't a cloudburst. This is a front that's just, I think, going to rain on us all day. So it's going to be a challenge. We'll keep you posted. It let up just enough for us to tear down our tents. And this is what we have to look forward to. More rain and clouds.
All right, we have left camp, starting day 3 in the rain. And we are working our way out of Sapphire. We got a lot of different gem canyons to go through today. Jasper, jade, turquoise, ruby. It's supposed to rain all day.
Put on my blue suede shoes and I boarded the plane. Touchdown in the land of the Delta Blues, in the middle of the pouring rain. W.C. Handy, won't you look down over me? Yeah, I got a first class ticket, but I'm as blue as a boy can be. Then I'm walking in Memphis, just walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel?
We are having a difficult task making miles because of the beauty of this trail.
It's a blanket of green velvet. Look at this.
Man, is that pretty.
Unbelievable.
Saw the ghost of Elvis on Union Avenue. Followed him up to the gates of Graceland, and I watched him walk right through. Now security, they did not see him. They just hovered round his tomb. But there's a pretty little thing waiting for the king down in the jungle room.
Making our way into Jasper. All right, we're taking a little break here in Jasper underneath this overhang, just taking a break out of the rain. It's just, ever since we left Turquoise, the rain really kind of kicked in hard, and that was a wet slog around the point into Jasper. But just for reference, I mean, this is my 4th time through the gyms, and this is the only time I've ever seen water in this canyon. I mean, look at that flow too. So that's got to say something about how much rain we're getting right now. Anyway, take another 5 minutes here and then push on around the next point and go into Jade. All right, we have made it to the back of Jade. It's a very, very small canyon. It's the smallest one so far. There's even water in this canyon. The rain just keeps coming on and off though. We'll round the next point and go into Ruby.
When I was walking in Memphis, I was walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel? They've got catfish on the table. They've got gospel in the air. And Reverend Green, be glad to see you when you haven't got a prayer.
All right, there's our rainbow we've been waiting for. Awesome view. We're rounding this last point into Ruby right now.
Look at that. Spectacular.
That is beautiful. What you have to endure to see this though. Just as we're getting ready to enter Ruby, the sun comes out. Look at that.
Boy, you got a prayer in Memphis.
That is so majestic looking. That is some of the most beautiful scenery I've seen in the Grand Canyon right there. Wow.
Now Muriel plays piano every Friday at the Hollywood, and they brought me down to see her, and they asked me if I would do a little number, and I sang with all my might. She said, tell me, are you a Christian child? And I said, ma'am, I am tonight. Walking in Memphis, I was walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis.
To be honest, when I started the morning in my tent as the rain was pitter-pattering on it, I'm thinking, oh my God, it's going to be a brutal day. But it turned out to be an amazing day. Light little bit of rain in the beginning. The colors were popping. The clouds intermixed with these ridges and the walls. It's just phenomenal. And then throughout the day, it'd get a little heavier, but then boom, there'd be another expansive view. And beds of flowers and purple cactus. And these green fluorescent bushes that just bursted with color. That was pretty amazing. Pretty special day. It's just, everywhere you look, there's beauty.
Today has been one hell of an epic day. I mean, there's a lot of people that would turn away from this type of hiking, but man, what we are rewarded with, I mean, these clouds that just hug these caverns in here along the red wall are just unbelievable. It's been raining pretty much all day, but that's okay, because what we were just rewarded with coming around the bend and into Ruby. Like I said, most people would shy away from hiking in this, but this is what you hike through to see this kind of scenery. Amazing.
Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel?
Man, I have never seen the water flowing through Ruby like this. Usually it's only pothole water. That is flowing. Anyway, we're almost to the back of the canyon here. And I think the plan is we're gonna water up and then head out to the point and make camp.
In the middle of the pouring rain.
All right, here is camp right outside of Ruby with one hell of a view. Getting dark quick though, so we're gonna jump in and make some dinner. But Mother Nature's been kind to us. It stopped raining, and it hasn't rained since we got here to get our tents set up. Beautiful night tonight though.
Raining again to cap off day 3. We were lucky though. Took a long break at Ruby and it didn't rain for maybe 45 minutes, and it rained pretty much all day since 3 a.m. this morning and hasn't really stopped. And then we got out on this point and it stopped raining again for a couple hours. It was nice. We got to set up our tents, eat some dinner. My sleeping bag was pretty wet. I would say a lot more than damp for sure. So the dry bags that I have aren't working. I'm going to go back to my tried and true method tomorrow and for the rest of this trip, which is to use a trash bag. That has never failed me in the past. So, but thank God after dinner, before it started raining here again, we had some pretty good winds for like about 20-30 minutes, and it dried a lot of my bag out really quick. So thank God, or else I would have been cold. Because it's definitely, I would say, 10 degrees cooler tonight than it has been for this whole trip. But anyway, what a day. Amazing scenery all day. Just can't say enough about hiking the gyms in the rain. It's a new experience for me. So this is it for day 3.
I want to give a shout out to Aleve. It seems like every day, end of the day, man, I just creep into camp and I'm hurting, and I pop in Aleve and do a little stretching, and lo and behold, the aches and the pains go away, and I wake up in the morning going, wow, I think I can do another day. So definitely bring some Aleve. And let's hope the body holds up for one more day. We'll show you how things unfold once we hit the trail.
Can't say enough about yesterday or just this trip in general. Crazy trekking. It's only 3 days in. Anyway, we got a long day ahead. We're gonna hit Quartz Canyon, Emerald Canyon, make our way back around Serpentine, and then circle over to Bass, drop down Bass, cross over to, from South Bass to North Bass on our pack rafts, and find a camp. Pretty long day, but we got a pretty cool float in the middle, so we're gonna eat some breakfast and pack up and get on it. Day 4 begins.
Nothing gets a backpacker more excited than after a couple days of rain and everything being wet, to seeing some sun about to peek over the rim, some blue sky, and here we are panning back into Ruby Canyon, where we got water late yesterday afternoon. Worked our way out to this point, and here's where we're camping at the base of this beautiful red rock wall. Just a perfect little campsite. We're drying out. Colors are popping. As you can see, blue sky, so gonna be a good day.
I was alone, I cruising with the wind. I wasn't looking when you pulled me in.
We are coming into the back of Quartz Canyon.
I had to leave you like I always did.
Next one will be Emerald.
You knew damn well I'd come again.
All right, we are about to enter the back of Emerald.
Now I'm falling where I've never been. My resistance is wearing thin. Somewhere in the distance, like a long lost friend. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, yeah. Lord, here I come again.
All right, we're working our way back into Serpentine. Look at these cathedral cliffs in here. Every canyon has such a unique characteristic to it. Some of these side canyons are so amazing, they could almost be state parks just on their own. I mean, look at those cliffs and these cathedrals.
Welcome to the newly appointed state park, Amarillovis State Park. Thanks for joining us. It's hard to imagine what it's like getting in and out of these canyons from your videos, and they do a great job. But you really don't know until you actually endure the up and down, the brushes scraping your legs, your mouth parched, you're dry, and finally you get back there where there's water. And then you gotta do it all over again, in and out, in and out, in and out, to the next point. You think, oh, what an accomplishment. Only to know you got 3 more to go in that day. That's the Grand Canyon.
Okay, we're just taking a little break here. Lunch, actually. It's 1:15. Got a nice overlook of the river. Look at the vastness over there. It's so huge in the Shinumo Creek area and North Bass and all that. It was just, that alone could just be enough to be a Grand Canyon. And geez.
Been so long since I've seen you, girl. Swear I've been around the world. Every room is an empty space. In the darkness I see your face.
All right, we made it to the South Bass Junction. Here we go, about maybe a mile and a half down to the beach where we're gonna put in for the float. Next stop, Colorado River.
Final descent to South Bass Rapids.
And we're just below the main rapids there, South Bass Rapids. We're gonna put in right here. It's a little choppy, but It's nothing for these Mac cats. And then just make our way straight to the calm over kind of by that beach in the other side. Just make a beeline for that. That's not where we're getting out, but there's calm water right there at the end of the rapids. And that's our direction. All right, I got a little tiny pump there that's helping me pump up this raft because it takes forever if you do it by breath. So that's a lot of air. How you feeling?
Quite puckered up. Quite puckered up. Nice and choppy. It's gonna be an interesting ride until we hit the smooth stuff, and then you'll be able to go. Woo! That's what I'm hoping anyway. Yeah.
All right, we got in. Here we go.
That was a head rush, wasn't it, John?
That was tough to get out of right there.
Yes, it was, man. This calm stuff right here gives me a chance to get my heartbeat to slow down a little bit. So my heart is beating so freaking hard because as I'm looking out where we're getting in, I'm looking, man, if I go too quick to the right, I'm gonna hit an eddy that's gonna pull me right back into the rapids. So I gotta stay left, but there are eddies over there that are pulling you against the rocks. And so there's this fine little line that you gotta ride, and you only got one paddle, you know.
Floating down the Colorado River in the middle of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I'm worried about my life, and Johnny's worried about his GoPro so we can capture this moment.
Because you know why, brother? There ain't many moments like this in life, man.
Oh my God.
This is it right here.
Woo!
Made it. What a day. Float's done, tents are up. It's time to go wash up and make some dinner.
And you brought me in. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah. Lord, here I come again.
What a beautiful morning. All right, we've started day 5. We're hiking up out of North Bass over this ridge that'll put us ultimately into Shinumo Creek, however you say it. So anyway, day 5 begins, and it's our first full day on the north side. Trying to hit the saddle tomorrow.
Oh, spectacular. Turn this corner over the saddle and like, wow, I'm gonna be in that canyon the rest of the day. I'm looking forward to it.
It's worth the grind of a climb to get up here too. Could be a good day, my friend.
All right, we are dropping down into Shinumo Creek. What a spectacular view at the top there, though, as we crested over. And the way the clouds are hugging the cliff bands up on the north rim is just awesome today. Beautiful morning. All right, we made it to Shinumo Creek. Time for some water crossings. Okay, here we go. First water crossing.
What a totally different experience than the last 4 days.
Every day is something new, man. I mean, coming up this creek this morning is like a whole nother hike than what we've been through in the last 4 days. It's just, with this creek flowing the way it is and the lushness of this canyon, it's hard to believe we're still in the Grand Canyon. All right, this is pretty much what our day has consisted of, just walking up the creek side here, crossing back, crossing over, crossing back, walking up, crossing over. This is probably going to be our 5th or 6th crossing already of the day.
I believe that's called White Creek, making its way into Shinumo. But we're gonna go up to the right.
It's like no other day we've had. Day 5 is like day 1. There's no other day that's been like today.
Totally different.
Yeah, totally different.
Well, we're gonna try and make it up this valley and find a place to camp and set up before the rain comes.
All right, we're just contouring up here, kind of bushwhacking up on the cliff edge here because we're tired of crossing back and forth and walking in wet feet. So got our regular hiking shoes back on and we're trying to just stay up out of the water, but it's rough going. Well, we're back to our water shoes. It's just way too cliffy and gorgy in here. And I don't want to go way up high to get cliffed out, so we just decided to walk the creek up. So here's the 47th crossing of the day.
Just won't stop, man. Here's another gorge that we're going through. I don't know how we're gonna get this one. It hasn't gotten any easier. In fact, it's gotten harder. We're crossing every 100 yards. But we're making progress.
It's hard to do this stuff in water shoes when you gotta drop off a cliff like that. Slow progress, but we're making our way.
Here's more of that craziness. Just trying to find a way. Up high, down low, across the river. Bye.
Okay, we've reached the split. There's Shinumo coming out of the left, and we're heading up Flint right now to the right, and we're gonna try to find a campsite as soon as possible now.
The water looks clearer, and hopefully we can find a campsite soon and stop these river crossings because I'm tired of hiking in these Birkenstocks. Stupid, stupid, stupid.
We are making our way up Flint, and it has started raining a little bit. The water is definitely way more manageable. We got our dry shoes on, and the water's a lot more clear too. So here we go. We're gonna make our way up Flint.
I'm finally out in the clearing and I'm free. I've got dreams I'm living for. I'm moving on where they never find me. Rolling on to anywhere. I'll break away. Yes, I'm on my way. Leave them today. Yes, I'm on my way. Just when you think you had up it, running scared can change your mind. I never knew I had so much to give. How hard times can fool ya. Oh, I'm okay, I'm alright. Feeling good on your own. I'll break away tonight. I've got dreams I'm living for. I'll break away. Yes, I'm on.
We're camped right along the shores here of Flint Creek that is flowing really nicely. And we got these cliffs above us. But as I pan more this way, look at that red wall. Such a beautiful sunset tonight. Today is our saddle day. We are getting into territory now that I've never been in, and getting over the saddle is a little intimidating. I know there's some technical climbs here and there, especially along the Steck route. Yesterday, some guy named Eric just pops out of nowhere. He did the saddle yesterday, but he did the Steck route, and we were talking, and he was like, he thought he was gonna die a couple times. That's what he said coming down. So kind of glad we're not doing the Steck route today. So we're gonna go all the way up Flint to a dry fall, and then you work your way up and over the dry fall, and then you can get up onto I guess if you want to call it some type of contouring plateau that basically just wraps us around to the bottom of the saddle, and then we make the last climb up the scree to it. So all new for me today. Day 6 starts now.
So originally when John proposed this Steck route, we were looking at going up into this chute here and up that. As I look at it now, I go, oop, gulp. I'm glad we're not doing that, but it makes me a bit puckered thinking about what we do have to do, because we got to get out of this canyon, and it's a doozy.
It's definitely gotten a lot tighter in here and a lot more brushy. Slow going again.
Nice little bridge there, John. Good find. What do you think of this section of the trail, buddy?
That's the shittiest part so far.
Yeah, we thought Boucher, coming down Boucher was a pain. It was in the knees, but this is slow going, thorny.
You're probably half mile an hour right now, what we're at.
Yeah.
All right, if you could see these thorns right here, look at those. Those are insane. And there's just a grove of it in here. There's no, that's impassable right there. So we're trying to pick the best route here. Just got tougher.
We're side hill climbing, trying to get above all that thorny crap. We got fed up with it. That's the problem with side hill climbing right there. Couldn't do it without the poles, that's for sure.
Saved my ass.
That's why we've slowed down to maybe a quarter mile an hour.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I think we're almost to the dry fall where we have to climb up and around it. Tough terrain, but beautiful at the same time. All right, we have just made our way up out of the creek. We're scaling the side of this hill, and that's looking back down Flint there. Not sure if this is the climb around the dry fall or not, but we had to climb because it was an impassable spot at the creek.
Very high, it's a 10 on the pucker factor meter. 10 plus. Let's hope we don't have to turn around.
Yeah. All right, I lost my GoPro. We spent probably 30 minutes to 45 minutes looking for it. Couldn't find it back on the cliff that we were climbing to get over a little fall. So, kind of bummed because I lost some pretty good footage off that card that was in it. I don't care about losing the GoPro, I just shot some really good footage that's gone forever. This thing's desperately trying to keep me in and not let me and Randy up and over the saddle. This is the hardest day by far, terrain wise. Just all this bushwhacking is just constant. We're moving no more than a quarter mile an hour. We started at 8 o'clock this morning from camp. It's 1:30 now, and we've gone maybe 3.5 miles. So anyway, we're gonna push on and see if we can get this thing licked. We made it to the dry fall here. Well, it's not so dry, but anyway, we're supposed to get up on top of this here, climb up here, get up there, and skirt our way across, right up across and up to the top of it. Just can't tell how big the ledge is up there to do it. That's the problem. And being up that high is pretty freaking gnarly. So who knows how this is going to play out now. I heard it wasn't real technical through here, so we'll see. Alright, we scurried up close to the cliff band here that we needed to get across to get on top of the dry fall right there. But I mean, right in this section here, it just looks like a no-go. It's just, it's impossible. It looks impossible. I mean, one wrong step or slip, you're dead. Done.
This is the hardest thing for a mountain climber, backpacker. You always know there's one or two really difficult spots that you got to get over and through. And we knew this was one of them. And the intel we got made it seem doable to our adventuresome souls. So we gave it everything we got, getting our asses up here, gave it a good look, assessed the risk, and to us, it's just not worth it.
No.
So the hardest thing is to turn around, but we'd rather live to hike another day.
Yeah, I want to get over the saddle bad. That's been my goal for, 3 or 4 years now, but it ain't worth dying for. So.
To my wife, Katie, I love you, and you're a big reason why I'm turning around. I'm gonna come home and see you soon, baby. Buddy.
Dude, what a trip, though.
Fuck, it ain't over. Now it's getting back down. That's.
Hey, and really, this ain't over because we have about another 4 nights out here to get back to the trailhead the way we came. So there's still a lot of adventure left. We still got to pack raft across the Colorado again from North Bass to South Bass.
I'm not even looking that far ahead, man. I'm looking. It took us.
I know what it
us
takes.
3/4 of the day to get here.
Yep.
And it's gonna be a bitch getting out of here.
So we're gonna try to get all the bushwhacking part out of the way.
This is what I mean about we're not done yet. We're still in focus mode. This is hard mileage.
It's what we're fighting to get back out of here. And what took us so long this morning. Non-stop bushwhacking today. Right now. This whole I don't know, I want to say maybe mile. It just gets real close and gorgy, and just the thorns and all the different brush that you just got to work your way through. I mean, look at this. Yeah, go through there. That's what we've been dealing with all day since we left Lower Flint. I can honestly say Upper Flint sucks. All right, well, I'm looking at you through my GoPro because we found it on the way back down after we turned around, so look at that. Wow. Snapped it right off the pole. That's how hard some of that bushwhacking was tugging back on us. That's hard plastic. I got a $350 GoPro plus a $120 3-axis gimbal that it's mounted on that I use, plus the $50 sound mod that's on the GoPro, plus the invaluable footage that I've shot over the last couple days. So just backtracking for that alone has made it all worth it. So at least something went right today, though. I'm definitely in better spirits now. We made it out of the bushwhack finally. We are done mentally and physically today. All the toughness that I said about the gym canyons, I take back, because that Upper Flint bushwhack is probably some of the hardest terrain I've ever hiked through. Beautiful open canyon now that we were in this morning. Our plan is to just work our way back to the campsite that we had last night. It's already going on 6. It's about 5:45 right now. So we probably won't be there until about 7, but it doesn't get dark till 7:30, so we should be good to go with setting up camp. But we'll be eating dinner in the dark. But look at this view as we make our way back. This part of Flint's awesome. All right, so after yesterday's bushwhack debacle, we made it back to our same camp here in Lower Flint. We were actually debating on climbing up over right here next to Doc's Castle and then getting on basically the same as the Tonto Plateau, but on the north side of the river, you know, and then taking that around over to Tuna and Crystal and 94 and all that, and kind of maintaining somewhat of the same route just without the saddle. But we got some gnarly weather coming in. It's terrain I've never been on. There's no trail there. It's all off trail. So all those things together just kind of made us go, nah, I think we're just going to backtrack. Today we're going to work our way back down Shinumo Creek, do the 47 water crossings, and make it over to North Bass. The goal is to try to float across today.
We've got some mileage ahead of us. Getting a little, we're worried about the last night running out of food a little bit, but we should be okay. Storms are moving in. We have what, 40% chance of rain today, 80% tonight, 100% tomorrow. So more wetness coming. See you down the trail.
We're at the confluence of Flint and Shinumo Creek right there, and we're going to start our 147 creek crossings. Day 7 begins. Crossing number 1.
So here we are back at it, crisscrossing the Shinumo Creek. Water's not as brown, seems just a tad bit lower, but more of this today. This is our 3rd crossing. I wonder how many we'll do today.
All right, we made it to the confluence of White. There's looking up White Creek. And Shinumo comes in right there on the left. Randy's right where they meet.
If you can see the water, the White Creek is a lot murkier, chocolatey than the Shinumo. Shinumo was a lot less brown this morning than the other day.
So you can see how high this creek can get when it flashes by that debris wrapped around those trees. It's crazy. Not the ideal climbing shoe for this type of thing here, but when you're just going in and out of water, you just got to do it.
Surprisingly, these little rubber things are gripping better than you expect. But it's like being on ice, man. I'm all fully focused. It's another day, man, mentally, man, you really got to be focused. So yesterday we were fatigued physically and mentally. I think until we get out of this, it's going to be a mental drain. But we're making progress.
Yep. Down creek we go.
Down creek we go.
We're now climbing up to the saddle that overlooks North Bass. and then descend to our boat launch beach from there. Really beautiful back up in here. If you can get back up in there and check it out, and lower Flint is really awesome as well. I highly suggest it. It's really beautiful.
We're back on top of the saddle. As you can tell from the sky, it's looking a little ominous.
Made it over the little bump here out of Shinumo, and we're heading down to put in to cross the river. Our put in is at this beach right there. Here we go.
It's just a shot away. It's just a shot away. Watch it run. It's just a shot away. It's just a shot away.
All right, so we are up above South Bass Rapids, and that beach over there is where we're going to end up on this next float. And just to give you perspective, across the way over there, you see the debris collecting. We got in on that first float right there, and just look at how turbulent that water is. And the eddy kind of pulling you back, and we were afraid it was going to pull us back into the rapids before spitting us out. So it was kind of a nerve-wracking experience at first, but then you get your bearings, learn how the boat moves, how the paddle works, and then downriver you go. This is North Bass Beach, where we're going to be putting in on the far end of the beach and then floating down.
All right, here's our put in spot. Any last words?
Yeah, have some fun, baby. That's what I'm ready to do.
Yeah, buddy. Woo!
You ready for this?
It's just a shot away. 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 The floods is threatening my very life.
All right, made it across, back on the south side. Now we just gotta pack these up, and we'll probably try to get to camp up in Bass where the pothole water is, and just make camp on the slick rock up in there. And then we'll be hitting all the gyms again over the next few days. Get back to Hermit.
Well, we got packed up just in time, only for the rain is just starting.
We're leaving South Bass, heading up into the canyon to find a camp. It's starting to rain.
It's just a kiss away. It's just a kiss away. Kiss away. Kiss away.
All right, it's about 4:15. We got camp set up here in Bass Canyon. Beautiful camp spot though, right here. It's one of my favorites of the trip so far.
Johnny and I are just standing here admiring this beauty in the rain and whatnot, and we were thinking, if someone could build a hotel right here, would you not want to stay there? Look at that view. Oh, especially if they had a jacuzzi. So on your deck, you know, you're sitting outside in the elements, in the rain, looking at a view like that. Would you stay? Think so. In case anyone wonders, what do you do when it's raining and it's like 5:15? You're in your tent. Well, half the fun is listening to John talk about what am I gonna do, and he can't focus on one freaking thing to do. But he's got the music playing. He's got some Rush going, and we're rocking out. But you know, when you're in a tent, you try to do things like clean the body up again, get your meals organized for the next couple days, tend to the feet. I've got a blister. Had a couple long nails that need to be trimmed. But it's just so nice to be laying down and doing basically nothing once those chores are out of the way. Because every day, for those of you that backpack, you know, every day you wake up and you got things to do.
It started raining about 30 minutes ago. So we've been inside and having dinner inside tonight. And it's only supposed to just get worse and continue through tonight and all day tomorrow. And then maybe get a break or two the next day, so we'll see. We got some weather ahead of us to deal with. So it's always a challenge to keep the key essentials dry, you know, in this kind of weather. But anyway, we're just listening to some music, hanging out, about to eat some dinner, and we'll probably call this a night. So
We are starting day 8.
I'm lost.
It's been one of those trips. Day 8, it's going on 7 o'clock. It's the earliest start for us, but we know we have miles to make going across all the gyms. We counted all the canyons we have to go in and out of on the way to just to get to Bue, and there's 10 of them.
It's a fair amount.
Yeah. So there's a lot of trekking, but the packs are considerably lighter than when we came in, so that's a plus.
We've been blessed. This morning, stopped raining last night around midnight. Woke up this morning and the flies on our tents were dry. We were able to clean up camp and have breakfast and get organized without rain getting us wet. So thank you, Mother Nature.
Yeah, and the rain is still holding off, but according to the weather on my inReach, it's supposed to pretty much be raining for the rest of the trip all the way till we get out of here. So keep our fingers crossed that our gear holds up and nothing gets wet. So far, there's no rain today, but I'm sure it's going to be coming at some point. So
Could be a good day.
all right.
coming around on these points is just magical when you come out of each of these canyons and you round around these points and you get this vast view. And on days like today, where the clouds are really making it a lot more dramatic, it's a special thing. So just gonna enjoy the gyms one last time here over the next couple days and see what the weather in the canyon gives us. We have reached the Tonto West again. Here we go.
It's turning out to be one of those days so far where around every bend, it's just beauty. It's really hiker's candy out here right now.
All right, we have now made it into Serpentine State Park. That's what I like to call it. It could be an attraction all its own. It's one of the more prettier canyons.
And we are all that we are, holding on till we fall apart. And we are all that we are, holding on
looking at 3 trail miles just to go in and out of some of these bigger canyons, and then some of the side canyons you have to go through just to get to the back of the main canyon. It's crazy. Those are Tonto miles for you. Made it to the back of Quartz. Starting to hail now.
Having fun, baby. What are you doing out here in the rain?
Oh, you know, just enjoying life, hiking the Grand Canyon in the rain. Let's go.
You got a smile on your face. That's good, Johnny.
Making our way back into Ruby now. We're gonna take a lunch back there and get some water. All right, we just came up over this bump. We're almost going into Jade here. It started raining on us a little bit, but as I pan upriver here, there's the rest of the gem canyons we have to walk through with the sun shining on them. That is awesome. That's what you hike Grand Canyon and the gem canyons for. Shots like that right there. Alright, I was just noticing the rest of the gem canyons we could see. We just came out of Ruby, and this is panning upriver. So you got Jade. The next one is Jasper, right there. The next one is Turquoise, in there. And then the next little one, right there, is Agate. And then the next one after that is Sapphire. All right, we're entering into the back of Jade. And we come around another corner, rounding out of Jade into Jasper, and you can see even further upriver. Slate basically goes in right there. And then right where that little tiny butte thing is right there, on the other side of that is Boucher. Then the next canyon down is Hermit, and then the next canyon down from there is Monument. You just see for miles today. But man, does that make for some awesome shots today. What a great day to be hiking this. One memorable, epic day in the Grand Canyon, for sure. Man, I cannot say enough about coming out of Ruby and looking east toward the rest of the gems today. That was awesome, with the sun backlighting them and just lighting them up, and that whole view of just the rest of our trip, just about, most of it at least. That's just one of those moments right there that confirms why you hike. Okay, the coloring
right now is just undescribable. I don't know what to say. I have no words. The lighting on that red wall is unreal, and then the green of the grass. This is unbelievable to be hiking through this right now. This is why you camp on a point in the Grand Canyon. It doesn't get any better. Jeez.
All right, good morning. It is raining again. It started about 2:30 last night and has not stopped. It's 6:30 now. And we're camped out on a point between Turquoise and Jasper. Really awesome campsite. I mean, the clouds last night and everything were just spectacular, beautiful. Couldn't ask for a better night of dinner and just hanging out at camp, but looks like it's going to be a wet start today. Gonna get some practice here on tearing down my tent while it's underneath the fly and the fly is still pitched. So gonna mess with that and just pack up everything underneath here and try to keep all the essentials as dry as possible. And from the weather forecast, I think we're pretty much gonna be hiking all day in rain. So we'll see what the day holds. Our minimum goal for the day is to try to get over to Bue, and that sets us up to get out tomorrow. If we can push further and get up, maybe up higher out of Bue, it just makes it better for the exit tomorrow. So we'll see how today goes. See you on the trail.
So we got things packed up. Yes, it's still raining. I think today is one for the books as far as pretty shitty day of rainy hiking in mud. That's our future.
And I've said this time and time before on pretty much every long excursion that I've done. It's just, you want to get home so bad at a point and you miss my wife and my kids, but there's this other side that's like, man, the experiences that I've shared with Randy over the last 9 days, freaking awesome, man. It was awesome. He's such a great guy to be with. Great hiking partner. And we've shared some experiences that were firsts for me. All the hard times, the good times, the fun times, the bad times, all of it just makes one big giant awesome adventure that we had, and it's sad knowing that it's coming to a close tomorrow. So you got all these different emotions tugging you in different directions, and kind of just hit me while hiking
back here into turquoise. I just kind of thought about it and it just overwhelmed me all of a sudden. So anyway, thought I'd share that kind of part of the trail with you guys. That at least affects me toward the end of these long hikes that I do. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the day. Hope I'll try to pull the camera out as much as possible in this rain.
Part of the in and out, up and down, getting in and out of the canyon. Just like Johnny always says, Grand Canyon miles are different, man. They just are.
This place is so quiet, sensing that storm. Red rain is coming down. Red rain. Red rain is pouring down all over me. Well, I've seen them buried in a sheltered place in this town. They'll tell you that this rain can stay never down. There is no blood around, see no sign of pain. Hey, no pain, seeing no rain, don't see no rain. Red rain is coming down. Red rain. Red rain is pouring down.
Still having fun, Johnny?
Not really.
No, I agree.
You know, there's times on the trail where you enjoy it and you're having a good time and it makes for great pictures and photos and the clouds hugging the red wall cliffs and all that, and it's beautiful in its own way. But then there's times where you're just slogging down the trail just going, man, this sucks. Your feet are sloshing in your shoes. You could feel the dampness on the back of your neck and, on your legs, your pants rubbing up against the wet brush. And so it's kind of a up and down kind of mood day. But that's what the rain does.
Most people would think of hiking in the rain, camping in the rain as really being horrible, but it's been a challenge that's been very enjoyable, to be honest with you. The beauty that we've seen by being down here in this weather is remarkable. Yeah, I'm a little chilly, a little wet, but I know that when we finally set up camp, I've got the right gear. It's not been a deluge. It's been just a heavy on and off drizzle.
There's something to be said, definitely, for having the right confidence in your gear to get you through this type of weather that we've been dealing with for the last 9 days.
Yeah, just to clarify things too for you guys, when it says waterproof, it isn't 100% waterproof.
Nothing is 100% waterproof.
There's all the gyms. We're just rounding out of agate and into slate. And there's our view back toward all the gyms with all the clouds just hovering around all the red wall cliffs.
What a great view, but man, rough going today.
We're making our way to the back of Slate. That's the biggest canyon of the day, wouldn't you know? You're way back there, and then pop out on the other side. It's just a long, long canyon to get in and out of. Yeah, gotta go all the way to that point right there.
All that on the other side is what we got to still hike today to get over to Boucher. This is a huge canyon. But there's the end of it, and we're getting there.
Took us an hour to get in and out of that Slate Canyon, and we hauled ass. We got cold. We're miserable. It's totally wet. We got to get over to that ridge right there and then go into Boucher Canyon there. That's where we're going to camp. We're both soaking wet, cold, not quite shivering yet, but it's coming. Got to keep moving.
This is a bit concerning. We still got a couple miles to go. It's about 4 o'clock. Temperatures dropped about 5 degrees in the last hour. It's just a solid, constant rain all day. We've been in it since we got out of our tents this morning. It has not stopped, but I'm getting a little chilled. My upper body's starting to get damp. My feet are soaked, and it's starting to get real at this point. So I need to get to Boucher as quickly as possible and just get my tent set up, get out of all these wet clothes, and start drying off and getting into my dry clothes. Just a tough day. That's one of the longest, coldest, wettest hiking days I've ever had.
Trust of a child. Rain coming down. Rain is pouring down all over me. And I can't watch anymore.
I've been complaining about the rain all day, but that is beautiful. There's camp right down in there. Boucher, baby. All right, we are starting our descent off the Tonto Plateau down into Boucher. It is roaring.
Down all over me. I'm bathing in red rain coming down. Red rain is coming down. Red rain is
Man, what a miserable day. I don't even know where to start. I mean, there's a beauty with it, but it comes at a price. I mean, to see the Grand Canyon today, the way we saw it, you definitely have to pay the price. I mean, the clouds against the red wall cliffs were just majestic. I mean, almost like something out of Lord of the Rings or something. It's just so beautiful. But the price is just being soaked all day. It has not stopped raining since 2:30 this morning. All day. The only time we actually got out of the rain today was when we took a lunch just outside of Agate underneath an overhang that was dry. That was the only time. Anyway, it's 6 o'clock now. I need to get my bedding set up. I finally got into all my dry clothes and got my tent all dry. And now I'm just going to get my air pad pumped up and get in my sleeping bag and just get warm and get some dinner and probably call it. We're just whooped. I don't know how many miles we did today. Probably in the 15 range, I would assume. So
I'm finally in my tent. God, everything was wet. Finally got my wet shoes off, airing out my feet. See a little moisture in the bottom of my tent. But I'm inside away from the elements, so that's good. I'm taking off one piece of clothing at a time, wringing off the water into my bucket. And yeah, it's been a brutal day.
Good morning. It is day 10. It is still sprinkling / raining, kind of on and off all night. And pretty much going to be that way for the whole climb out of Bue today. So around the numbers last night, and we did just over 17 miles yesterday. So we hiked all the way from the point west of Turquoise all the way here to Bue. And that was definitely our highest mileage day yesterday, but I think it was just because we didn't stop. There was nowhere to stop, take a break. So basically we just moved all day yesterday since we packed up camp until we got here. So long day today. Long climb, I should say. Mileage-wise, it's only 9 miles up to the trailhead at Hermit, but I've done this climb a couple times, and it's no walk in the park, so. But anyway, just gonna eat some breakfast and pack up in the rain for one last time, and get ourselves up and out of here and get home. What a trek, what a journey. It's time to go home, though.
It was a decent night as far as being in the tent and warm and cuddly, but it rained all night, so we weren't able to open up the vestibule doors to hopefully air out the stuff that I had hanging, so that everything is still wet. Weather report this morning is that it's supposed to be tapering off right now. It's hard to dry things out when it's wet out and you can't get any breeze to help you. At any rate, this is our last day. We're heading out, so we don't really give a shit how wet things might be in our packs. We just want to get out of here. It's been quite the adventure.
Starting to break down camp. Clouds are pushing out. Sun's trying to come out. We're just kind of waiting because we have damp, cold clothes on right now. And it's kind of hard to get moving. I just want some sunshine before we move. All right, we have started day 10 and making our way up and out Bue Trail. We've already climbed over 500 feet in a half mile from camp already. This is the first climb out, going right up through that crack there. Ultimately, we'll end up on the ledges right where the snow band is, and then we'll contour around that for, I don't know, 3 miles or so, and then make our final climb out up to Hermit. Long day ahead though.
So we're making our way up Bue, from Bue, and we have to climb up that. It's no joke. We're going to be doing 5,500 to 6,000 feet of elevation gain today just to get out of here. Love to see blue sky.
It is beautiful this morning.
Sure is. I'm guessing we climbed 1,600 to 2,000 feet from way down there.
That is a climb. It took us an hour and a half. We've done 1.5 miles, and the total ascent was just over 1,700 feet from down there. Man, that's a climb.
Now we have to go up this somehow to get on that upper ledge right there and follow it around. This is the part we're worried about the most because of all the rain, and it's pretty steep and muddy, so it's going to be interesting. Now the fun begins.
Now the second climb begins. This is the 5th time I've been on this trail, the Bue Trail, and I've never seen these waterfalls. It's kind of a special treat to be able to see these because these don't exist most of the time. Pretty awesome. And right there's the beginning of our climb. Here we go.
This is what we call a technical section of this trail. Once you know we get here, and it looks like it's little bit of light hail.
Oh yeah. Because this is the exact conditions you want happening as you make a Class 2 scramble. 600 feet up on a cliff.
We're having fun now, though. Woo woo!
All right, that's the home stretch of the run that John's on right now. And yeah, it's lightly hailing on us. That is what we came up.
You could see the scale of what we just climbed on top. So we're now on the Esplanade, and we got about 3 to 4 miles of just contouring this and cruising.
We're done with 2 of the 3 big climbs. We're now just gonna enjoy a nice little stroll in the hail and snow and whatever else Mother Nature wants to throw at us. And then we got one last 1,500-foot climb to the car.
Yep,
Almost done.
almost, man, almost the home stretch.
Woo, baby.
Let's hit this Esplanade and make some miles now, brother.
Mother Nature just still wants to wreak havoc on our day. A little hail up at the rim. The wind is howling. You can tell there's rain or snow, probably snow going on up there. But then here you are being treated with a little sunshine. She's giving it all to us, and I think we've stayed about as much time as she wants us to stay, and it's time to leave.
I agree. But man, what a great last day to be able to look at that. All this beautiful scenery with the cloud shadows moving across all the cliffs, and while we're hiking out is phenomenal. What a great last day to hike out. That's dripping springs drainage. Flowing. It's really cool with all these side canyons flowing like they are. And Bue Creek last night, it really reminiscent of sleeping in the Sierra. It's strange. Well, we're almost to the Hermit Trail Junction here, which means we only have maybe a couple more miles left. And last few thoughts, you know, this isn't the first time I've had to retreat back through the gyms. I don't regret any of the decisions that we made. I think they were all spot on in terms of just surviving the canyon and getting out alive. There was a lot of key decisions that we made that ultimately ended in the success of this trip, in us, you know, completing a full 10-day hike out here in these adverse weather conditions. So I don't regret anything, any decision we did or anything. I mean, that ledge was just stupid on that dry fall up Flint. That had to be no more than 6 inches wide on a rounded off edge. And I mean, one mistake, it's not broken leg, you know, whatever, gonna go to the hospital. It's one mistake and you're dead. So I do not regret that, which I don't really care. I'm not out to prove anything. I just like being out here for the adventure. And the last 10 days has given Randy and I one hell of an adventure, and just had the best time with him. We went through a lot together, a lot of experiences, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, lots of fun, and I wouldn't change anything. So it was a great hike in the Grand Canyon. Here we go, I'm at the junction. There it is right there. About 2 more miles, we're out of here.
Do not turn away, my friend, like a willow I can bear. No man called my name, no man came. Take me home. Stand back. In the middle of my room, I did not hear from you. It's alright, it's alright. You be standing in the line, standing in the line. You be standing in the line. I could cry like in sympathy.
Almost to the top. It's right there. Yeah, baby. There she is. Love you, brother. That was a freaking hike, bro.
That was a grand adventure, my friend.
Grand adventure.
Throughout it all, we saw some beautiful scenery that you would only have seen if you had been down in there during those times. Great camaraderie with my hiking buddy John. I'll fucking go anywhere with you.
I feel really lucky that I am able physically and mentally to tackle this kind of aggressive itinerary that we have in front of us, and to do it with you just means that much more.
And when the trip is all done, the camaraderie to know that you did it with, you know, one of your best buddies, and you got that for the rest of your life that you can look back upon. I thrive for moments like that.
Had the time of my life, brother.
We're fortunate to be able to do this together. Yeah.
Until next time, Grand Canyon.
Take me home. Don't you take me home. But I need a sympathy. Away from me standing. Why don't you take
It was a Sufferfest, man. All started with it started with the snowstorm that affected us being able to get to South Bass. And then, because of the changes, it forced us to ditch the resupply. And day one was Sufferfest one, because we had to carry 11 days worth of food down, 6,000 feet to Bue, only to wake up the next day going, oh man, my legs are killing me. And we kind of suffered through that day, just trying to figure out what to do. When that night started raining, and phase 2 of Sufferfest kicked in, because it rained on us all freaking day long that day, and we had sloshy feet. And then we kind of recovered and made our way back to Flint, where Sufferfest number 3 kicked in. Getting, all that bushwhacking and getting all the way back to the dry wash, only to see the narrow band that we're like, no, I want to live. And then we had to go back through all that freaking bushwhacking. Call that Sufferfest 4. That wasn't expected. The next Sufferfest was 2 days ago and yesterday, so we'll call that Sufferfest what? 5 and 6? Freaking raining and wet, and yesterday was the worst day hiking I've ever had as far as this close to being hypothermic.
Yeah.
If either one of us got a thorn or a cactus and we had to stop and do anything, I think we would have gone hypothermic.
I was almost hypothermic in my tent last night. I was right there on the edge.
And then, one last Sufferfest for me is getting up this, 1,500 feet to the car. I'm sitting here thoroughly exhausted, thoroughly spent after the last couple days. Somehow I have to dig deep to get up there. And I'm going to imagine the whole way up, someone in front of me's got dangling on a string a Baconator. That's going to get me up, baby. That's all I got.
And then Sufferfest of 9-hour drive home all the way to San Diego for
With
you.
your smelly ass, yeah.
That's the Sufferfest right there in its own.
Oh, man.